The American College of Sports Medicine just rewrote the strength training rulebook for the first time in 17 years, and the number one thing they say matters most has nothing to do with how much you lift. I'm Gina Pasquariello, founder and lead instructor of Hot Asana Yoga Studio in Wichita, Kansas. And this is Melt, Hot Yoga, hot takes, more than just a hot room. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to lay out the top 5 takeaways from the 2026 ACSM position stand and exactly what they mean for how you train. Takeaway 1, 2 days a week is enough. The 2026 American College of Sports Medicine position stand recommends a minimum of 2 resistance training sessions per week covering all major muscle groups. This is the evidence-based minimum to produce real measurable results. Not 2 days until you can fit in more. 2 days as a fully sufficient, science-backed dose. The ACSM synthesized 137 systematic reviews and more than 30,000 participants to reach that conclusion. Takeaway 2, heavy weights are not required to build muscle. Loads anywhere from 30 to 100% of your 1 rep max produce comparable muscle hypertrophy, provided sets are taken close enough to failure. That conclusion comes directly from the 2026 ACSM position stand, authored in part by Brad Schoenfeld of CUNY Lehman and Stuart Phillips of McMaster University. Bodyweight training and resistance band training at high effort are not second-tier approaches. They are what the research supports for building muscle. At Hot Asana, Hot Yoga Fit, and Hot Yoga Inferno are built on exactly this principle. Both are 60-minute classes at 99 degrees Fahrenheit, built around foundational strength movements, planks, push-ups, squats, lunges. Both include strategic cardio bursts. Hot Yoga Fit adds resistance bands to that same structure. Hot Yoga Inferno is body weight only. 2 different tools, the same level of demand, and both fully consistent with what the ACSM now says drives muscle growth. Takeaway 3, you do not have to train to failure. A 2024 randomized trial by Rifalo and colleagues, published in the Journal of Sports Sciences, found that stopping 1 to 2 repetitions short of absolute failure produced equivalent muscle growth to full failure training, while generating significantly less fatigue and better performance in later sets. The 2026 ACSM position stand formalizes this as the recommended approach. Stop 2 to 3 reps short of failure, what researchers call reps in reserve. Close enough to drive adaptation, controlled enough to sustain quality across the full session. This is exactly how we cue strength work in Hot Yoga Fit, Hot Yoga Inferno, and Strength 30 at Hot Asana. Find your max, get close. When you hit that edge, take a break, recover, come back in if you can. That is not quitting. That is the protocol. The science just confirmed that approaching failure with control rather than blowing through it is what actually drives the adaptation you are after. Takeaway 4, 30 minutes is a scientifically validated dose. A 2024 overview by Nuzzo and colleagues in sports medicine identified single-set training performed 2 to 3 times per week as a validated minimum effective dose for strength gains. A 2025 study from Brad Schoenfeld's lab at CUNY Lehman confirmed that 1 set per exercise across 9 movements trained twice weekly produced measurable hypertrophy and strength in trained individuals. 30 focused, high-effort minutes is not a shortcut. It is what the evidence calls sufficient. Strength 30 at Hot Asana is a 30-minute class at 99 degrees, built around the same foundational moves you find in Hot Yoga Fit, planks, push-ups, squats, lunges, with resistance bands. No cardio bursts, just focused, structured strength work. It runs Saturday mornings at the West location, in and out in 30 minutes. That is the minimum effective dose the research is describing. and it fits in the time most people spend scrolling before they talk themselves out of going. Takeaway 5. The biggest barrier has nothing to do with your program. A 2024 systematic review published in Healthcare found that the median time to form a health behavior habit is 59 to 66 days, with the mean reaching as high as 154 days in some populations. A 1-year longitudinal study of fitness club members found that only 37% maintained regular exercise for the full 12 months. And a 2025 randomized controlled trial found adherence rates of 88% for supervised training versus 52% for people training on their own. The 2026 ACSM position stand states this directly. For non-advanced trainees, the most important prescription variable is showing up, not rep ranges, not load selection. Showing up consistently with a structure that supports you doing it again. That is what showing up to a structured class does for you. Hot yoga. Fit, Hot Yoga Inferno, and Strength 30 are not random yoga flow classes. They are structured strength formats, designed specifically to build muscle, develop power, and accumulate the weekly volume the research supports. You have a 99-degree room, an instructor cueing you through every movement with precision, focusing on technique, body awareness, and muscle engagement, and other people around you who showed up with the same goal to push themselves, build strength, and do it in an environment that is both supportive and genuinely fun. That is not a small difference. Structure, instruction, and accountability are not extras. According to the research, they are what keeps you coming back. 2 sessions a week is enough. Bodyweight and resistance band training at high effort build real muscle. You do not need to push to failure. 30 minutes is a legitimate dose, and the only thing standing between you and results is whether you come back before the habit forms. At Hot Asana, the schedule at both East and West locations is built so that 2 sessions a week is actually doable, not just theoretically doable. Early mornings, mid-mornings, weekends, weeknight classes. Pick 2, show up twice. The ACSM just told you that is enough to produce real results, and we built the schedule so you have no excuse not to find them. If you are in Wichita and you want to feel this in your body, new students get 2 full weeks of unlimited classes for $25. No contract, no auto renewal. You can book online at wichitahotyoga.com. That is enough time to try every format and find the one that clicks. If this episode was useful, send it to one person who keeps telling themselves they do not have time to strength train. The science just told them they do. I'm Gina. See you in the room.